Hi, I'm Ann P. Mitchell, attorney, law professor emeritus, and founder of We the People Defend, a citizen organization dedicated to defending our democracy and bringing our country back from the edge, using easy and clear actions that you can do without even having to leave your house. Join us at wethepeopledefend.org. There is a lot of confusion over just what exactly is due process, and it's probably not what you think. Most non-lawyers think of due process as that which is not unfair. Of course, what is or is not fair is very subjective, and so too, to some extent, is the concept of due process. Broadly speaking, in the law there are two types of due process: procedural and substantive. They are both always evolving. For example, before 1966, there was no right to be informed of your rights when being questioned by the police. And it was only 3 years earlier that the right to counsel came into being. Only in 1967 did it become illegal to bar interracial marriage, and Brown v. Board of Education was only decided 4 years before I was born. The first two are about procedural due process. The latter two are about substantive due process. The Constitution, from which we derive our right to due process, is silent on what that means, which means, like so many other things related to the Constitution, what is due process is determined by laws passed by both federal and state governments and by precedents set by the courts. So, before you can talk about someone having had their right to due process violated, you have to look at 1. What, if any, were the laws in place at that time in that jurisdiction that define or affect due process, and 2. What is the controlling case law? It can get very complicated, very in the weeds, and very granular, and can ultimately turn on one tiny piece of the puzzle, such as, did the cops understand a suspect to be asking for a lawyer dog when he said, "I think I need a lawyer, dog"? It is entirely possible that something which seems patently unfair actually did not, legally, technically, violate someone's due process. I hope that this has helped to clear up a little bit of the confusion about what is due process legally. Please join us at wethepeopledefend.org and get involved.